Hello everyone, my name is Steven Zapata. I'm a concept artist, illustrator, online art teacher, and former instructor at Art Center College of Design. I would like to introduce you to my new drawing course, Form from Imagination, a course designed to help you draw with confidence from your mind. Maybe you want to be a professional illustrator or designer, maybe you want to be a master with a pencil, or maybe you just want to be the best artist that you can be. Beautiful goals. But it's not always clear how to improve the work that you do from imagination. Over the past 6 months, I've taken all of the little eurekas, tips, and essential exercises that gave me confidence drawing from my mind and compiled them into a sequential course. We start with the absolute foundations, covering the scientific nature of light and shadow, how to hatch, how to create flat tones, how to render spheres and cubes, and step by step, we move through combined shapes, complex shapes, organic shapes. We cover how to simplify extremely complex subjects like the head into basic shapes so that you can handle them more easily from your head. We look at how to understand and treat details. And by the end of these 14 chapters with over 50 video lessons, you'll be ready to do complex designs from your mind with fidelity and energy. And all the demos are done in pencil on paper, so you can do all of the assignments even if you don't have a fancy digital art setup. But I also have demos, instructions, and modifications to the assignments for those who do want to do them digitally. Here's how it works. Go to formfromimagination.com and sign up for the course. Download the assignment book and start watching the lectures. Do the assignments at your own pace. Take your time with them and use this self-study to develop your patience. When you're done, post your assignments in the exclusive community hub, and I'll personally critique your work with drawovers, diagrams, and advice. I want you to know, this course is no joke just because it's online. It is challenging content, and it is more complete than it would be if I was teaching this class at an art college as I have before. If I was teaching this class in person at Art Center today, I would just play these videos in class, knowing full well that they're the most concise, focused, edited, step-by-step way to convey the material. So I'm serious when I say, this course isn't just a substitute for a college-level course, it's better than a college-level course. And you don't have to pay thousands of dollars per credit and wind up hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. So thank you for checking out the course, thank you for watching this and for your support, and thank you for drawing and making your artwork. The world needs it. I'll see you soon.
Come in. Oh,
Hello, Joseph, is it?
hi, Dr. Zapata. Yes, Joe. How are you?
I'm well. What seems to be the problem, Joe?
Well, I'm having difficulty drawing from imagination.
Oh, Joseph, just so you know, that's totally normal. Why don't you tell me a little more about your problem? Is it that you can only draw from imagination if you're completely alone?
Doc, I can't ever draw from imagination.
What about if you're completely relaxed?
When I'm totally relaxed, I can't imagine a thing.
I see. Joseph, it's important to know that even with severe cases like this, there's always hope. I can prescribe an experimental therapy called Form from Imagination.
Form from imagination?
It's early days, but clinical trials are extremely promising. Why don't you try this for 6 months and then check back in with me?
Okay, I'll do whatever it takes. Did you just draw this?
Oh yeah.
Wow, it's amazing. Hey, Doc, do you ever have trouble drawing from imagination?
Oh no.
You wouldn't. I mean, you drew this.
That's right.
Wow.
Form from Imagination is an experimental therapy and is not yet approved for use by the FDA. Do not use Form from Imagination if you are already taking any prescriptions for drawing from reference, working side size, or tracing photos you didn't even take. Stop taking Form from Imagination if you experience any of these side effects: loss of interest in your personal projects, megalomaniacal self-confidence, hallucinations, unless they're the kind you're hoping for, drawing better than Steven Zapata, or feelings that purchasing the course was enough and you don't really need to do the exercises. Call your doctor if you have stiff gestures, flat forms, or boring ideas to address a possible life-threatening condition. Full sketchbooks have been reported with Form from Imagination and medicines like it. Other risks include long-term art careers, too many clients, and being worth more than you're charging for. Call your doctor today and ask about Form from Imagination. The year is 87039, new nonlinear time. It's been 50,000 years since Steven Zapata's final art stream, but we still live in a golden age defined by the gifts his stream bestowed upon mankind. Faster than light travel, eternal life, Steven cloning, and the keys to a truly galactic human civilization. My name is Stave Satapaz, a reminder clone of Steven Zapata, an exact reproduction of his personality as constructed by an AI compiling millions of hours of his original art streams. By all accounts, I'm exactly like the original Steven's public persona, just more muscular, exactly as he would have wanted. I travel the stars on my light tracer, a dream of Steven. My crew is, of course, all clones of Steven. Some of my officers are reminders like me, but not all. Some are bioclones, and yet others are aspectoids, clones who, instead of trying to capture his full essence, amplify a particular portion of the original Steven's personality. We've spent hundreds of years drawing, exploring, and philosophizing while snaking our way through the stars, spreading the good word of design. But we've had another, secret mission as we've cruised the cosmos. I, seek information on the legendary originals, Steven Zapata's true drawings that he flung wide across the stars at the end of his life on Earth, never to be seen again. My crew thinks I'm looking for them for the same reason all the other madmen do, because they would be valuable beyond all reason. But they don't know what I know, that a critical mass of originals in the hands of a trained reminder can provide a psychic link to the original Steven mind. Once I collect enough, I'll be able to fulfill my destiny and achieve psychological continuity with the original Steven. And through me, he will live again to usher in golden ages of art forever. Drawing Ascendant, the eternal chronicles of Steven Zapata. Lasting Legacy 1, Epic 1.
Who's that, Steven? It's Gamghoul, Steven!
How you holding up out there, Stave? I'd say considering I'm fighting a Steven who doesn't draw, I'm doing all right, really.
Ha! Just try to keep everyone entertained while you try to keep your head. I need more time in Cathar Stevens' palace. I know the god graphite is here. Somewhere in here. If I only knew where. Hey, no rush, man. I got this guy on the ropes. Trust me.
Yeah, Lucina Thunder, Dumeja Madito, Dunya, Nanyanta Da Giata.
What? What? It's Incanthia, great sword of the Black Fountain. He really does have it.
Yeah, Nitroya. Nitsuyo Tufu, Gimya Tanta, Ata.
This is a dream of Steven. Steve, are you there?
Steven, you got to the ship. How do you get past the blockades?
Nothing the dream couldn't handle. But they're on me, and we're coming in hot. I'm gonna get you out of there. Do I have clearance to murder some citizen Stevens as I strafe the arena?
Soon, but not yet. Sturvin needs more time in the palace to find the god graphite. If you attack now, all the guards watching my execution will rush back to the palace to secure Cathar Steven. So give him the runaround until I get word from Sturvin. The god graphite! Finally! Oh, it's beautiful! Well, yes. Come to Sturvin. Hold on. No need to rush there, little Steven. You and I both know Stave wouldn't want you to get sloppy and spill any of that, would he?
The incredible thing is that I could keep going. There's more. There's more stuff to play. I don't have to stop there. I choose to stop there to be merciful to all of you. But I could just run this place like a TV channel. Just premium quality content all day, every day, pre-recorded. But I also have to make premium quality content live because I'm capable of so much. Because just the scope of my achievement is difficult to understand. Why is my internet messed up again today? I think something really went wrong with the tree that downed the wires the other day. I think I'm feeling the effects of that or something like that. But then wouldn't I just have no internet? I don't know. But this is weird. I don't know why I'm having internet problems 3 days in a row. Oh well, we'll see. Hopefully everything's okay. Hello everybody. How we doing? Hello Average, Art Apprentice, Abel, Hainai, Walrus, Vish, Wamohana, Nat V, Nicholas, Vega, Suzette, Craig, Viscerer, Disc Breaker, Pravum, Michelas, Rappy, and I'm going way back. I think I got everybody. Ricky Sargulesh. Hello, hello. Zoe CB, Jor, Ayub, Kristaps. Hi, everybody. And Will. And Walrus at Home. And John D. Harvey. And Persona. Happy Friday, everybody. You gotta draw. You gotta make art. You gotta be creative. You gotta go. I'm still working on this guy. I've got to bring him into the home stretch. I've got a lot of darkening that I need to do up here in this top left section. Hello, Stephen Hawkins. Stream is shrimp approved. Fantastic. I love how in that futuristic intro, Steven's art is created by an AI. Not just art, but I'm created by an AI. But look, If you really needed other indicators of my prescience, it's like, you just need to accept that I know exactly what's going to happen and how. You just need to accept that. Oh yeah, I got a question. Is drawing big or harder? Harder? Well, it depends what you want, because it takes longer generally, but it makes certain effects easier to achieve. So the appearance of great detail, and I would argue smooth gradations and the look of something being more refined, that's actually easier, large, in my opinion. It makes things look more finished when you, especially online too, if you do them bigger, when you compress it down with like a cell phone photo or something like that, that tends to automatically make it look tighter and more finished than it even actually is. But it does take longer. There's no way to get around that. It does take longer. Hey Steven, doing Inktober. It's been a great drawing every day. Congratulations, Vega. I'm glad you're doing Inktober. Get it. Do all the inks. Do all the ink you can get your hands on. Find ink out in the streets, hidden up in trees, inside of the mouths of cats. Take the ink from those places and apply it to drawings. Looks about right, yeah. Steven, wherever I look at your art online, it's mostly non-colored stuff, like graphite-based stuff. Do you generally do much less colored work? Yeah, I really like monochrome. I do have a lot of colored work, and I do most of the professional work that I've done has been colored, but my personal love is for monochrome work. That's always been my favorite thing. And it lets me get effects that are very difficult to sell when color gets involved. There's a lot of like weird transformations and running together of forms and materials that I really love to do in my drawings that, at least the way that I do them, when you try to do them in color, they start to fall apart, because once hues are involved, the human eye really insists on some sort of logical application of differentiation and hue for different materials, and that sort of makes a lot of the effects that I like to go for in these kinds of drawings fall apart. But for example, if you look at like my streams where I just design stuff, like straight up entertainment design, doing concepts for characters and things like that, I actually prefer to do those in color right from the beginning, because those just have a more logical use of materiality. So there, the natural demands of the eye when it sees color, I don't mind them there. Hello, Marta Diaz. Happy to have you all here on a Friday. Let us calmly, peacefully, joyfully draw. Keep each other company. Even in moments of silence, it just is great solace to know that there's other people out there in the world at the same time as you, engaging in this most dangerous and misunderstood practice of drawing. Gonna sharpen, sorry. Your art reminds me of Bekchinsky, thank you. That's very kind. Is there a set schedule you follow for streaming? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Usually in the mornings, EST. Sometimes in the afternoon, if my schedule demands it. Record for a bit too. I was over at a friend's house last night, watched Friday the 13th and Halloween for the first time. I'd never seen them. Old school. Spooky season. They were alright. They were alright. Not bad, not bad. A little bit too teen horror for me. I think I missed seeing them in my youth. I think they probably would have clicked better when I was young. Stuff like John Carpenter's The Thing is more my speed for horror. I'm less into murderers. Just don't think they're all that cool or interesting, and more into aliens, creatures, unknowable beasts, horrors beyond mortal ken. It's more my style. Hey Steven, maybe a weird question, but do you have an opinion on using hallucinogenics to enhance your creativity? It's an interesting topic for me, at least. Well, I mean, I can't do it, you know, so I can't really give much of a solid opinion on that. I just I can't imagine drawing in those states, just mechanically speaking. Any sort of altered state, even just being drunk, I find it very, if I've just had a couple of beers, it's like, I'm not going to draw anything. Like, I just, mechanically speaking, I get so tired, so distracted by my state. I can't imagine making artwork in any of those states, because, I don't know, making artwork requires a lot of presence, focus. You want to be as undistracted as possible, at least for me. Want to be wakeful. At a sweet spot, the art gets fantastic. Yeah, I imagine if you can build up a familiarity and sort of find a sweet spot for yourself, that's different. But yeah, I'll refrain from pretending I can give an informed opinion, because I just have spent very little time trying to actually make artwork in altered states of consciousness. Yeah, I personally very much prefer to be quite sober when I'm making artwork, you know? That's probably just because I'm used to that, just because that's how I've spent the majority of my time developing the habit around it. It's like, I know it's like a cultural cliche to, you know, want to make artwork when you're high on weed, for example, and I'm just like, I just don't get it, you know? As soon as I'm high at all on weed, I want to, I just immediately want to watch newscaster bloopers all day. I just can't quite get there. And honestly, I find spending time drawing, especially alone, right? If I'm not like on stream or doing it for work, but just doing the like most primal version of drawing, just alone with myself, I find drawing on its own has very drug-like effects almost, you know? It's like the focus or flow that you would hope to get from a chemical assistant or something like that. It's like if you just stick with drawing on its own, it will produce those as well automatically. Steven, I'm thinking about streaming while drawing, so question is, how do you switch focus from drawing and reading chat? Is it a time thing? I think it just gets easier with time. You know, I'm not gonna say that I'm as focused on stream as I am when I'm totally alone, but I think it's almost a trade-off. Like, so the most focused I can be is just no distractions, not streaming, just me alone with my drawing for an extended period of time. In ideal circumstances, that is the most focused I can be and the deepest I can sink into work. But below the optimal situation, I think being on stream can compete for quality of focus and things like that, because maybe you're not as focused moment to moment because you're like flicking your eyes up to chat, looking down at the drawing, and you can never truly multitask. You're always just like modulating your attention rapidly from one to the other. Maybe you're getting distracted moment to moment like that more, but if you stream for a long time, I think it might kind of balance out across time because you're keeping your ass in the seat for 3-4 hours, you know? So I personally wouldn't like worry about trying to do something conscious to handle it or to keep your attention or anything like that. I think the most important thing is to just do it often enough that you get used to being live and drawing with people watching and not really caring about people seeing what you're doing or scrutinizing your mistakes or anything like that. Like, I think once those things get handled, that does like 80% to 90% of, or that's 80 to 90% of the learning curve for drawing on stream. I've seen people do other things, you know, I don't do these systems, but I've seen art streamers who, they have like a clock where they're like, I'm working uninterrupted for 5 to 10 minutes or whatever span they want. And like, there's a clock on screen that says, I'm just working for 10 minutes. And then an alarm goes off. And then they've got like 2 minutes where they read chat and just talk. And then they do another time block of only working. You could play with stuff like that. I don't do that. You know, I like talking and chatting while I work, but there's all sorts of ways you could get creative about how to set it up. Is there a video on your stream setup? No, I haven't made one. It changes pretty often, but basically I have an overhead rig that is used by people who do like unboxing videos normally. So I have like a metal overhead rig that sits on my desk. I use the Lumix GH5 for my pencil camera. You can find its name in the description of the video. Should be in there. It's in my standard uploads for YouTube. And I use OBS for the actual stream itself, and for Facecam I use a Logitech Brio webcam. Are you an avid coffee drinker, Steven? Well, I'm not like a coffee aficionado where I like get fancy coffee or grind my own beans or anything like that, but I do drink a lot of coffee. Cheap, pre-ground, run-of-the-mill coffee. Thank God I made it for one of these streams. I always never make it on time. Hey, Jay. What up? I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around getting cool shadow shapes. What comes first, the shadow shape or the volume that makes the shape? If so, how do you make volumes that produce nice shapes? I think while you're learning, the shadow shape should come first. I think that's more useful. once you like get how it works, I think you switch to the second thing later. You switch to the volume, designing the volume first, and then that produces the cool shadow shape. But until you've got that system running, it's like, that is to say, if you're just free drawing, right? If you're not going through like a controlled educational system for understanding shadows, if you're just trying to grasp it on the level of cool shadow shapes for free drawings, I think I would advise, yeah, just focus on the shadow shapes first. That way you abstract them, you remove them from other considerations, and you just treat them as a thing you're drawing on your own, on its own. And then that will beg you to make each one of them interesting instead of just a boring blob. Caffeine is a hell of a drug. Ran out of caffeine pills and had headaches for 4 days. Jesus, just drink coffee. Caffeine pills, come on. Get it in there in liquid form. Any condiments in your coffee? Just milk. Just milk. You're my favorite streamer? That's incredible! Yeah! You honor me. Really? Your favorite streamer isn't someone who like plays Call of Duty for a living? This is amazing. I can't believe I'm someone's favorite streamer. I know I'm a lot less high energy than those people who play Call of Duty for a living, so I'm just not as attention grabbing, but I appreciate you enjoying the content. Feel more motivated on caffeine, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, it definitely does that. Look, art making is not the most high energy thing. You know, it's a lot of sitting at your desk in the same old environment day after day, moving your hand. Sometimes you need a little bit of coffee. You need a little bit of coffee. Do you remember your dreams, Steven? You know, not always. I'd say probably average amount of dream retention. Look, I don't like the way the fan is hitting me right now. All right? I don't like the way this tiny little bit of sensory input is affecting my flesh body. I gotta adjust it. Now I know what's gonna happen. It's gonna get too hot in here. Even though it's a cool day outside, I wish I could open the windows, but if I open the windows, you guys would hear every damn sound out in the streets. And you wouldn't like that. No, you wouldn't like that. No. close a couple programs. All right. Get out of my life. Thank you, C. Buckthorn. Kim Jung-gi Dine gave a spotlight on traditional pen and paper. We will not see his like again. He was one of traditional drawing's greatest advocates, best proponents, and exemplars. Is that radiator on? Better not be on. I feel like it's on. Hello, Steven. I usually draw when doing character designs. But I've been trying out the lasso tool for it. It feels good, but I'm afraid it will end up damaging my draftsmanship. Well, it could teach you a lot of good draftsmanship about making clear shapes and things like that. But it's never going to be, you're not going to be able to do everything with the lasso tool, you know? It's going to give you, at a certain point, unless you get very crafty, it will start to give you repetitive shapes, and something as complicated as a character requires every kind of shape, not repetitive shapes. But it could teach you quite a bit. If you're having fun with it, just roll with it for a while, but just expect to change, you know? But while you're into it, just enjoy what you're doing. I want to see Trump commemorate Jung-gi. I don't think he knows what art is. Would doubt he's got any art on his radar. Well, he was actually a very good draftsman. That doesn't sound like Trump, I'm sorry. Big drawings, real big. Do you paint in watercolor? Yes, I do. I love watercolors. Watercolors are great. I don't finish in them, but I love to sketch in them. I'm a real like detail and form driven artist, and drives me a little crazy trying to get anything like a finish with watercolor when those are my focuses. My foci. But it's great fun to sketch in. I love to look for ideas with it. But yeah, I don't finish with it. Oh God, I was right. It's so hot in here now. Oh my goodness. Hey Ranola. Hey Laifu. Slowly building it up. Trying not to rush. Dark areas like this one up here, this is the danger zone up here. These areas, when they get all grainy from the amount of graphite down, they wind up taking a very long time to finish. And I'll tell you what, we don't have a long time. We just don't have a long time. If we want to use this drawing to illustrate the AI video, it's got to get done. You know, I'm not an advocate for rushing. I hate rushing. I tell everybody not to rush, but sometimes the drawing's part of the product. You know, I've had to deliver on deadline many times in my life, so it's time to get it going. Now it's way too hot. I just can't win. I just can't win. I don't know what I'm gonna do, people. I just don't know. The janitor says, thanks for putting the transformational anatomy back up, Steven. Can only work on legs. Hey, by popular demand. It's back up there. What's the best way to not rush as fast as possible? Indeed. Indeed, my friend. Let me zoom in a bit, since we're going to be in this area for a while, I think. Naturally, as soon as I do that, I'm sure I'll switch areas. Because that's the kind of guy I am. That's the kind of guy I am. Paul says, hey, I know you're extremely great at drawing to near mastery level. Well, you know, I mean... You have excellent taste. But have you ever tried sculpting with 3D software like ZBrush? Yeah. I want to see you make insane sculpts there, since your traditional skills are definitely transferable to sculpting software. Yeah, I've sculpted with ZBrush a bunch. I also do like sculpting in VR every now and then. It's fun. I don't know if I can really get to the crazy level, because as natural as ZBrush can feel, it does still have a lot of technical constraints that keep you from just sort of going completely crazy, you know? But it is great fun. And I've done a few sculpts that have been very useful for me for references and maquettes for drawings. But, you know, drawing is my real love. That's my favorite thing, because there's just a lot of tricks, illusions, and deceptions that you can do in drawing that you can't do in sculpting. And I like playing with those. I like the utter freedom and flexibility of crafting an illusion. There's nothing quite like it. Hey Steven, have you seen, I do not know how to pronounce those, Huion and Peter's L'Enfant Penché book? The Leaning Girl? Looking at it, I thought of you immediately. No, I have not seen it. Have not heard of it either. It must be very interesting if there's work in there that looks like mine. It must be world class. Must be unbelievably compelling. You gotta recreate the creation of Adam with VR sculpting on stream, but instead it's you and Ahmed. Dude, guys, stop it. Stop. You're being weird. Stop imagining scenarios where Ahmed and I are nude or mostly nude and touching. Stop it. It's weird. I don't know why you guys keep bringing it up. Stop putting us in these mythical positions where we're embodying archetypes and we also happen to not have any clothes on. And we're in some sort of contact. Not sexual contact, but just some sort of physical proximity and contact, like the creation of Adam with our fingertips about to touch. Our delicate, soft fingertips about to make contact. And even before they make contact, maybe there's some sort of electric potential heat in the space between the fingertips. Hi, wife, what's up? How you doing? Everything going all right in there? Cool. Everything good out here too?
You sound like you're getting angry.
What? No. I wasn't. Just chit-chatting like normal. Oh, I'm drawing off camera up here. That's my bad. That damn tentacle. I think if I want this to look right, I gotta draw through these tentacles here, do the blob behind them, and then I'll erase the tentacles back in. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Anyway, where were we? Traditional drawing is keeping the future of art alive. I highly respect artists like Steven. Thank you, Paul. Just, you know, I mean, future of art, that's like... Number one thing is traditional drawing is a great way to connect very directly and simply with the art of drawing and really the act of creation. You know? Nothing quite does it the way that traditional drawing does. It's just so unaffected, so flexible. It's both simple and like, it's like, weirdly enough, like digital drawing is more complicated because of the tool. You know, there's buttons and menus and things like that. And at the same time, not complicated enough where for all of the buttons and menus and everything, it will never give you the easy variety that comes with the randomness of a pencil stroke, you know? So traditional drawing is just, it's its own beautiful beast. Its own beautiful beast. Pencil drawing is cool, but you don't have any open cans of paint to sip from. Yeah! I guess we are really missing out on that, on the pencil side of things. That happens to everybody. I haven't quite got there. I have yet to ever accidentally take a sip from my turpentine cup. But that is simply a function of exposure. I just haven't... If I spent long enough painting, it happens to everybody. You will eventually drink from your turpentine cup. The only way to be safe is to just refuse to drink at the easel. Make it so that you never build the habit of mindlessly reaching for something vaguely cup-shaped and putting it to your lips. But everyone I know who's had a long time painting, they've all done it. It's happened to everybody. Stream's bit rate. Open the widget. Oh. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. If they don't want you to drink paint, why'd they make it look so delicious? Yeah, when it's got a lot of nice cad red in it. Maybe it's swirling around with a lot of phthalo blue. Looking like a melted popsicle. Yummy. My partner bought me my first display tablet after 15 years with my Intuos 3, and I feel a tad guilty because lately I've been almost exclusively drawing traditionally. Just position your tablet so that there's a wall behind you, so that they would never come around the other side, and just put it up, and then just tape a piece of paper to the front. and draw on the piece of paper, and they'll think, oh yeah, they're using the display tablet I bought them. See? You see? Lying fixes everything. Ah, deception. Look, in the age of AIs, the distance between drawing on paper and drawing in Photoshop, which in a good time might be a discussion worth having, the relative distance there is so small that wrong time to be arguing about it, folks. Not in the age of AIs. We got bigger fish to fry. Can't you guys read the stream description? We're not talking about that stuff. That's the wrong vibe. We're done with that. We're not done with that. But that ain't the vibe today. We're chilling today. Steven's out. I'm out. What can I say? You know, I'm not above the law. The rules apply to me too. Are you familiar with Gustave Doré's etchings? Your art reminds me of his. Oh yeah, big inspiration. I have a series of drawings I did for Paradise Lost that are heavily inspired by his etchings. I have like the newer Paradise Lost stuff that I'm doing in pencil. And then I have older stuff that I did digitally, but in like an etching style. You can find those if you go back on my Instagram a while. Back, I say. Or you can go to my website. If you go to stevenszapata.com, if you scroll all the way to the end of my drawing gallery on my website, that last one is one of those digital etching inspired Gustave Doré-ish Paradise Lost illustrations from years ago. It's the really wide one. It's also the banner of the YouTube channel. 9 times the space that measures day and night to mortal men, he with his horrid crew lay vanquished, rolling in the fiery gulf, confounded though immortal. Hey Steven, can you give me any inspiration? Well, and then he retracted his message. So forget it, no inspiration for you. Steven, could you suggest me 3 artists that are true masters in controlling light? Anyone in the chat can also answer this. In controlling light. Caravaggio. Light specifically. Caravaggio. I'm trying to think of a spread, like very different handlings. Caravaggio, Bouguereau, and Sargent's watercolors, if you want to spread. Really, any of the really good impressionists would do for that third one, like Monet. Sorolla is good too. It's like one is strong light or direct light. To be technical, small light sources, small hard light source. One is hard light, the other is diffuse soft lighting, and then the others are impressionistic handling. Are you guys getting like a really choppy stream? My bits are all over the place. I don't know if it's super noticeable to you guys or not. I should have reset my router. I forgot to, it wasn't on my radar. I forgot to do that before stream. Maybe that would fix it. Hey, Nick. Need more Steven bits. Hey, so I usually draw what ideas come to my head and learn particular skills to create that drawing, but how much time should I devote to particular skills? Because I want to get really good at conveying. There's no way to answer that, you know? There's no way to say, like, give a month to anatomy, a month to perspective, a month to color. People have different temperaments, different amounts of natural acumen for different aspects. That's why usually what I recommend is to focus on your projects. Focus on, like you mentioned, the ideas that come from your head. And let the ideas tell you what is the most important stuff for you. Are the, you okay? What the? It just snapped like that? That's weird. Your ideas will tell you what's the most important thing for you. So maybe your ideas have no cars in them. Well, don't learn cars. But maybe you might say that the most important thing about your ideas is anatomy. In that case, give yourself an absurdly long time to focus on anatomy. Give yourself a runway that looks like years to improve your anatomy ability. But maybe anatomy doesn't feature prominently in your ideas. Maybe you never really draw the unclothed figure. In that case, give yourself more runway for learning design so that you can clothe and design your figures, if you're doing figures, beautifully. So I would say let the ideas lead. And then based on the most repetitive, most important parts of the ideas, build your skill set off of that. Projects are cool, but my disappointment in the outcome of my projects are even cooler. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, man. Oh, yes. Ah, yes. Sweet, sweet disappointment. Love it. Love it. All right, we have almost drawn through the tentacle completely to resolve everything that's going on in that horrific amalgamation. And then we'll put the tentacle back by erasing it back in. But then we'll have a clean, non-awkward form behind it that feels like it was drawn on its own and respects itself, because it was drawn on its own and it does respect itself. It has so much respect for itself. What do you think of artists who only draw from reference? They're fine. I mean, they're fools, but they're fine. It ain't for me. But, you know, they're entitled to their life choices. Look, most art in history has been done from reference. There's nothing wrong with working from reference. It's not like working from reference is easy. You know, most people can't copy a reference well. They're copying one, you know, they're using a reference, but that doesn't mean they're doing it well, you know? It actually requires a huge amount of skill even to just replicate a photo or something that's in front of you. It is not easy at all. This blending stump is just about done. Look at that. Look at that elbow in it. It's coming apart. And it's like buckling when I press it into the paper. I'm just so lazy to go get a new one. Like really, really lazy. If you had to sum up my artistic practice in one word, it'd be lazy. I'm just super lazy, you know? Sure, I'll spend 100 hours on a drawing, but I'm not going to get up and get another blending stump. No way. Bop dee da ba da da bop bo ba diggity 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 doo da day ba da da ba dee do ba diddly da. Hey Steven, what do you think about the Hellraiser movies? I've never seen them. Never seen Hellraiser. I'm not very up on the old 80s and 70s horror classics, unfortunately. Rainy day material for sure. I got a lot to catch up on there. I've seen the designs, or like the iconic monsters from them, but never saw the movies themselves. Anorexic says, is it possible to make it as an artist even if I've started drawing at 19? I have 30 background and I study every day. 19 is young. 19 is baby. I mean, 19 is like you're a tiny little caterpillar with huge black eyes just inching your way around on some expansive leaf. You're in a foliage-filled wonderland with more than you could ever hope to eat. You know, you're just one of those little guys. You know, you got little spikes, little stripes on you. You're safe from birds because there's just so much foliage cover. These horrifying birds that are swooping all around, they can't see you. They can't see you. That's what you are at 19. You haven't even spun your beautiful cocoon yet. You haven't even covered yourself in a self-made chrysalis and gone into your long slumber so that you can emerge as an amazing butterfly. Like, you're not even there yet. Like, that's nothing, man. 19. I mean, Jesus, I get emails from people who are like, I'm 95. And I want to start making art. Is it too late? And I'm like, no. And they're like, I knew that, you idiot. I don't need your permission. 32-year-old piece of crap. I'm 95 years old. Do you think I'm afraid of life? I'm sending this email to benefit you, clown. I've already started drawing. Sketchbook's full. So that confidence, it's like, why don't you have it? You're just 19. You got to get that 95-year-old confidence. And just get going. Don't worry about your age. Don't worry about your age. The age means that there's so many other factors involved in getting good with drawing that it's like the age, it can really only contribute so much, you know? Some people will start really, really young, but they're so distracted by riding horses, by reading intricate scientific papers and learning how to do incredibly complicated mathematical formulae that they can't give enough attention to their art. And so they'll progress in 30 years less than an undistracted, focused, non-number crunching, non-math person will benefit in 2 weeks. So the lesson here is stay away from math. I mean, avoid numbers at all costs. Numbers are the enemy. Numbers were sent by the devil to confuse God's good Christians about what reality actually is. They're an abstraction that veils our artistic eyes from seeing what the world really is. So don't use numbers. Don't use them. They're not good. They're really not good. That's good. I'm seeing a lot of number hate. Seeing a lot of number hate in the chat, and that's good. Hate numbers, that's good. Did not expect a revivalism. Yeah, numbers are the enemy. Steven Zapata. Sam says, finally I come into the stream during the anti-numbers and anti-platonic ideas section. Yep. The stream is secretly always this. But yeah, stop, and think about it this way, right? If you stop thinking about the numbers overall, no math, no arithmetic, no abstractions, then you're automatically going to stop thinking about your age because you guessed it. I mean, you guys already see where I'm going here. The smartest amongst you already see where I'm going with this. Age is just another number. Age is just another number. And you'll never get older if you can't add a year to your current age. Because on principle, you resist arithmetic. It's like, it fixes everything. It fixes everything. And that's my number one piece of advice for young artists. Publish it, ghostwrite it into a New York Times bestseller. That's it. Number one piece of advice for young artists. Nick is so right. Without numbers, you don't worry about followers, likes on social media. I mean, it's the way to go. That's why I never care how many people are watching on stream. I never ask people to like the stream. I never do things to try to get the number of watchers to go up. I don't sweat my subscriber numbers. By denying math, I'm free.
I can't reach my water bottle. I keep it on the ground over here. Okay.
I have to write myself a note to remember to restart my router when I get off this stream. Give me a second or I'll totally forget. I'm one of the most forgetful people you'll ever meet. If I don't add little things like this to my to-do list immediately upon thinking of them, they're not going to happen. Check and restart router. To be fair, you have a good subscriber number already. It going up will make you less cool. Yeah. We're in the sweet spot right now. It's going to be a shame when we hit 70. If you guys see it getting too close to 70, do me a favor and unsubscribe to keep it down at 69. You know, put in the effort. It's a team effort. Just joined and we're talking about denying math. Now I know I'm with kindred spirits. Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm so slow at doing math because my brain insists on thinking visually. So even with simple arithmetic, I can't help it. My brain shows me the numbers like I'm watching a movie, and I have to see them up there, and I do the math as if I was like doing arithmetic on paper, you know, I put the numbers up there and everything. It's ridiculous. Really slows you down. I'm exactly the same. I think visual people can be good at math if we were taught it differently. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It goes against my religion, personally. Don't teach math differently, just undo math. Just tear down the mathematical basis of science. Get rid of it all. Math is good if you are not slave of it, but just curious. Sounds like something a slave would say, honestly. Sounds like something that someone who's a slave to math would say. You think I don't see through that? You're just trying to defend math. Not on this stream. Wrong stream for that, buddy. Sam says, I have a physics degree, and people were like, aren't you good at math? And I was like, hell no, we just use variables for everything and then input it into a calculator. Like, yeah, come on. It's like that meme from back in our day when teachers were like, you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket. It's like, yeah, turns out we did. Just by chance, we were always going to have a calculator in our pocket. Go figure. My wife's good at math, and that's a serious strain on our relationship. Need some dark accents to better clarify the overlaps of all of these hideous tentacles. These dark accents are very important. They really define the impression of the value range of the picture. If your dark accents don't go dark enough, the whole picture looks like it's in a fog. It looks like everything's getting atmospheric perspectived out. It even affects the way your adjustment tools will adjust your picture. Like if you're balancing the levels in Photoshop or boosting the contrast on your phone, whether or not there's just a couple truly dark spots like that one will completely change the way it balances your picture. They're very, very important. Goodbye, Sam. Just came on to neg everyone. Goodbye, goodbye. Hello, Oster. Yes, I'm having a good day. I'm alive, I'm drawing. How could I not be having a good day? I'm working away from home for a couple months and I'm slowly catching up with your recent streams. Oh, my heart goes out to you, Oster. I mean, there is so much nonsense in all those streams. I mean, it's going to be a lot of hard work getting through that. I always thought math, art, history go hand in hand. You're completely wrong. They do not go hand in hand, and they're mortal enemies, actually. And they're mutually exclusive. It's like they say contradictory things. They don't agree with each other. They do not go hand in hand. They just don't. Stop lying and saying that they do. Yo, I can't wait for Friday lunch. Get to have lunch with my wife. She works from home on Fridays. Friday lunch is the best. Can't wait. So close. A mathematician I know keeps claiming to see art in his math, like the truckloads of integrals have some sort of artistic structure. He's delusional. Don't listen to him. That is the classic propaganda of these math-addicted freaks. There's no art in there. This is what art looks like. That's art. This is what art looks like. That's clear. You don't have to do mental gymnastics to claim that it's art. It's not difficult to explain to people. Any layman off the street would be baffled by the overwhelming artistic power of my drawing. This is what art is. Whatever he's seeing in his formulas are so much schizophrenia. Don't listen to him. He's lying to you. He's deceiving you. He's manipulating you. And pretty soon, when you least expect it, maybe in a difficult social situation where he can pressure you, where it's difficult for you to deny, you're not even going to see it coming, but he's going to slip a little math workbook into your hands. It's going to have all these little exercises, all these little questions for you to try out. You can't trust that person. When he slips that math workbook into your hand, you throw it right back in his face. You slap him with it. You see, you want to get that shit out of my face. Don't show me that math again. I'm not here to do sums. I'm not here to do long division. Get your factorials out of my face. I don't want to hear about your logs. I don't want to hear about your derivatives. That ain't art. How about my integrals? It's all bad. I mean, you can't trust any about that. What about engineers? Can they really be trusted? No. Architects? Yes, if they design stuff, if they draw, they're the only part of the enemy. They're the only sector of the enemy that we can have common ground with. But they gotta design stuff. They gotta have a creative bone in their body. I got to admit it, architectural drawings are pretty sick. See my fair share of really sick architectural drawings, so the proof is in the pudding. Proof is in the pudding. It's right there, that's the real deal. What is this line? That line's not supposed to be there. I need to get rid of this line. There's this thing called form for imagination where someone recommends a ruler. She's talking about me. Magda's talking about me there. Is it cause of the math or just the straight line? Just the straight line. It's just a straight edge. I would actually, you know, if you can get your hands on it, don't even use a ruler for doing straight edges in art. Use the blade of a sword. If you could get a replica of like Long Claw or Heart Eater or Oath Keeper or Widow's Wail, you know, get a replica sword from your favorite fantasy IP, use that to do all your straight lines. That'd be preferable. Just need a straight edge. Doesn't need to have numbers on it. Basic art shape, circle, square, triangle geometry. You're an agent of darkness. Yeah. You think you can sneak in here. You think you can pull a little sleight of hand, play semantics, try to fool us. Yeah, you're not. JRW3, you're not fooling anybody. You work for the enemy. You're here to unravel everything that is good and holy in this world. And it's obvious that your only joy is in the pain and suffering of artists. But you're in the wrong place. You know, people around here, they're too smart to be fooled like that. So you're only embarrassing yourself, and you only slander yourself with those absurd lies. You mathematicians, always trying to find your way into the circle of artistic clout. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. We're not gonna let you in, you spiders. Not going to happen. Came in at the pause right before lies. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Do you have any advice for someone in fear of posting their art? Don't post it. Don't post it. In the age of AIs, it's all going to get vacuumed up by these unethical corporations that are making these machines in the wrong way, and they're going to use it to sell you your own shirt back to you. So best move right now, don't post your art. That is going to happen, but I'm just kidding. You should still post it because people like me are out here fighting the good fight, and we're going to do everything we can to undo their evil little plans. So if you're afraid of posting your art, just remember, nobody really cares. I can promise you, you care more than anybody else. If you post bad or mediocre work, it's not like people will see it and like remember your bad and mediocre efforts. It's just gonna, they're just not even gonna register it. There's so much information out there. If it doesn't do well, the algorithm will squish it, which is its own problem. Like it won't even get in front of people's eyes. People will only remember your best efforts. That'll be the stuff that gets stuck in their brains. So you probably, what you're afraid of is what you think they'll react with or how you think they'll feel. And in all of those projections that you're doing, you're probably affording them like way more energy and reason to think about your work than there actually is. So just post. It's not going to be a big deal. Nobody cares. You're making it a big thing, you know? The people who are going to like it are going to see it and they're going to like it. And people don't really get negatively charged up for art these days. The people for whom it falls flat or who they don't like it, they're just not going to register it. It's going to be fine. AI topic again. That's right. Yeah. Now I'm double banned. Now I have to shut down the channel twice. Unfortunately, I keep messing this up. So if you guys like the content on the channel, I would start downloading it now. Go search, you know, free YouTube video downloader or whatever, and start downloading every video on the channel. Because as it stands right now, as soon as I get off stream, I'm going to, shut down the channel and delete all the videos. So if you want the videos, start downloading them now. Immediately after this stream, the channel is going to disappear. I'm going to go through, private everything, contact YouTube, cancel my account, close down my whole YouTube channel, delete all. I'm going to hit the YouTube to go button and download my stuff for myself. But then after that, it's all gone. It was a nice ride. It was a nice ride, Lachos. Does anyone here use AI to make art? That's Adobe Illustrator, says a Colin Noseworthy. Man, Illustrators, I could never... I've had to try it so many times, relearn the basic tools so many times. It has never stuck. I just can't do Illustrator, man. The vector-based work process is just not for me. That's a tough one. Illustrator is a tough tool. For all of you Adobe Illustrator pros out there, I don't know how you guys do it. You guys are hardcore. Can we reuse your content commercially for free though? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Go right ahead. That was a joke. Don't you dare use my stuff. How dare you? How dare you start a public access TV channel in your local public access network and just rerun my videos for all of the people and artists in your community? How dare you? How dare you dress up as me and lip sync to all of my videos and re-perform all the drawings? How dare you? Made it too easy for you. Drawing a foot, drawing a foot. Drawing that classic footy meat slab covered in tendons. A few very thin muscles. Thank you, Las Vegas. Thank you. 5 itty bitty toes. And the big one looks so weird. Oh, thank you, Las Vegas. Yes, I love you. Lady Gaga, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't she wonderful? Drive-by commenter says, was kind of shy about getting into Blender because of the learning curve. Gonna have to put that shyness to bed. Oh yeah, Blender's great. Blender's a cool tool, man. I like Blender. Blender's dope. Does speed matter in learning fundamentals? Nah. Nah. Wait, is he actually deleting? I'm not actually deleting my channel. I'm joking. It's all jokes around here. I am steeped in sarcasm. This is a sarcasm education channel where I teach you to detect the highest level AAA primo sarcasm in the world, New Yorker sarcasm. Not just New Yorker sarcasm, but the good stuff. The best of that stuff. From a boy who learned it in the 90s in New York. That's some real potent cynicism there. What's your take on being able to see angles to aid drawing? It's very important. Not much of a take there. It's very, very useful. Especially if you draw from reference, if you're doing a lot of reference work, you really need to be attuned to angles. Not like mathematical angles, never mathematical angles. It's not about like, oh, that's 15 degrees, that's 30 degrees. It's just, instead of averaging everything out into being vaguely vertical or vaguely horizontal, you've got to be really attuned to just like creating clear differentiations and dynamic diagonals, which if you've never tried it or diagnosed it in your own drawings, it sounds like it's a given that you'd be able to do that. It's not a given. In beginner drawings, everything gets averaged out and they use the same repetitive angles over and over and over again. Emma Blumskog, hello Emma. Steven, do you like comics and Renaissance art? I've never been much of a comics guy. They just didn't really become a thing for me when I was a kid. But I've always loved Renaissance stuff. Highly, highly, highly inspired by Renaissance work. Love that stuff. Did the old Renaissance Grand Tour when I was in Italy last year. Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Oh, it's modern day James. Wow. Let me try that again. Wow! Yeah, that wasn't good either. Wow! That was alright. Modern day James. Steven, I was doing a very useful lesson on lighting my live stream, and chat still found a way to make it about what program I was using. You just, you know, it's your chat. It's your chat. What are they there for but to piss you off? And then what are you here for but to excoriate your chat for their mindlessness, thoughtlessness, lack of attention, their diluted focus? It's our job. That's the balance, the eternal balance of being an art streamer. Right? You try to elevate the conversation. You know, you educate them one little bit at a time, right? But the thing is that, how many people I have in here right now? 154 people. I can only educate and elevate the conversation 154 people at a time. And then they cycle out, and then there's a new 154 people in here in 30 seconds, and it all starts over. And they ask the same questions over and over again. And that is the MC Escher staircase of pain that we have elected for ourselves, James. And you just need to accept that, all right? So just make it fun. Enjoy castigating them publicly. Make it your deepest pleasure in life. And therein, the cycle will be perfect, you know? They'll get their answers, and you'll get your anger fuel. What program are you using here? That's actually, you know, that is specifically why I learned how to draw in pencil and paper. When I started drawing in pencil and paper, when I was 4 years old, it was specifically so that people wouldn't ask me what program I was using when I streamed in my 30s. That's why. That is why. Whoa. Hold on. Something's wrong with my camera. Hold on. It's like I can't. That's not good. Okay. Steven, can you become my mentor? You know, with everything that's going on with the AI art stuff and things like that, the complete undermining of everything that is artistic integrity because of things like the commercialization of art, the bad incentives that we give to young people, now the robots are going to do all of these things. I think this is one of the most desperate times in art. So because of that, yeah, I have been thinking of opening up an inner circle of tight mentees. Something very, very tight. I haven't done it yet. I don't know when I'm going to do it because it'll be an extremely prolonged mentoring exposure. I think it's something that's going to become more and more urgent as time goes on. I don't know what I'm going to do it, but I'm feeling the need bubbling up. It's like I'm going to need to enfold a few lucky students within my leather wings and really gingerly usher them through the dark ages to come. Those students will be, if I'm going to do that, and I'm actually, you know, my dream when I do that is that I'll get to do it for free. Like I'm just going to do it in just a completely open, non-financially incentivized, just for the loving care of those particular students and their potential. I'm fighting to set up the financial backing necessary so that I can do that. But I don't know when that's going to happen. Like I said, the way that I want to do it, I would want to do it in that sort of financial situation. And yeah, like I said, very special students. It will be an involved application process. Right now, when I teach, I like to take everybody. I want to help, you know, and I want to help as many people as possible. But in that situation, I'm going to be very choosy, extremely choosy, you know? I need to be shocked by these people and their potential. We're going to look at their work. I've got to make sure that I align with them in artistic taste, in the ethic, in the desire, in the vision for not just their own art, but the artistic world in general. It'll be intense. We'll see. Saman, that message. Saman's message. Today I saw on IG a guy recreating the same AI image with minimal change, and he was promoting it as NFT art. He was posting one every 10 minutes or so. Didn't you read the stream title? Let me read it for you. Not even thinking about robots and AI. If you want that, go elsewhere, because that's not the vibe, okay? Not today. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that today. Yeah, there's no sign up, because Nick's asking, where can I sign up? How much is it? Do I need to offer my soul, my first burn? There's no sign up yet. It's not open. I'm just saying that's something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And I think I will at some point. But there's no sign up. It's not happening. There is no secret inner circle right now. I'm saying that there will be a secret inner circle. Because there is, I've tried every kind of, there's so many kinds of art education that I've tried. I've mentored one-on-one, I've done college, I've done online workshops that are done like online classes. I've got things like my asymmetrical drawing course, Form from Imagination. But there's so many different ways to educate, and one of those is the totally bohemian secret inner circle. I want to try that one. It's going to be wild. Bro, my man's didn't pass the vibe check for real. On God. That's funny. It's all right, Saman. I forgive you. I and the rest of the chat forgive you. It is what it is says, do you like to put a title on your pieces? Usually by the end of a bigger pencil piece. If I didn't start with a title in mind, I will have thought of a title just from the time spent sitting with it. I usually get to something. All right, it's lunchtime, so I'm gonna get going very soon, but I'll just answer any last questions that anybody has. We'll lightning round it for a bit. All right, can I call out Steven for starting the AI topic without chat prompting him before? Where do you think you are? This is my stream. You can't call me out for anything. Everything that I do here is correct. I don't need any amount of continuity, and if I'm hypocritical, then I'm hypocritical. Do I contradict myself? That's fine. I'm a universe. I contain multitudes. That's 3, dangerous number. 3 is a very dangerous number. Robots are made of numbers. Yes, you're correct. Level 2. I hope Steven will considering mentoring an anime-loving lowlife like me. Depending on the application process, maybe I would mentor someone who does anime, but your written essay will have to be extremely impressive, and you must have a wonderful portfolio. Adobe has been working on Sensei since 2009. Watch when they buy Midjourney. Look, there's going to be a lot of chaotic mergers in this space coming up. Always wished for a mentor, but never found one. Keep looking. Keep looking. There's a lot of people who do want students and things like that. You just got to keep looking. What do you think of Procreate? I think Procreate is fantastic. Well, even if there isn't a sign up, you can drop the link and we will be chilling. Yo, we'll all be chilling. We'll all be vibing. I'm working on my senior project with the live stream on. Your vids have been helping me out a lot with my artistic identity. Spice King, I'm so happy to have helped you. It's a real honor to me to have intersected with your artistic journey at any point that I have. I'm happy to help, and good luck with your senior project. Absolutely dominate with them. Make everybody shy away in horror from your overwhelming artistic ability. How are you going to recruit students if the inner circle is secret, though? Like, that's how it works, all right? Secret societies have secret initiation rites. That's all I can say right now. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Finally, a Steven cult. Look, the cult is expansive. In many senses, the cult is already in place. Abron says, hi, Steven. Given your proclivity for long drawings traditionally, did you ever want to traditionally paint for profession or overdoing digital painting? No, not really. And that's just because of the market. I like traditional painting for fun and for my own stuff, but for professional stuff, most of the markets that still do traditional painting for like design stuff or illustration stuff, the pay's just too low for something that hard. It's like you have two jobs when you do that. You have to do the actual job, and then you need to run a second side business where you sell the paintings to fans and at conventions and stuff like that. And that just never appealed to me. It's just like, the painting should be worth what it's worth, and you should just get paid a lot for it. But, you know, most sectors, like let's say Magic the Gathering, right? You, as far as I know, you get paid the same amount whether you did the painting traditional or digital. It's like they're not going to pay you different based on whatever tool you use. So the incentives always go towards doing it digital for the job itself. Looking good, Steven. Thank you so much. I lost your name. Oliver T, thank you so much. The painting reminds me of DMV excursions. The DMV is a rough place. Why am I getting so much glare on the right side? I gotta darken that a bit. Woo. That's more acceptable. The inner circle gets Steven DNA injections so their appearance changes to become more Steven-like. That's right. Come get your injections, baby. Sounds bad. That did not come out right. Hi, Steven. What do you think about going back to only having a website online portfolio to showcase work these days if one wants to stop relying on social media or even delete social media accounts? Only having a website or your own insular controlled portfolio page works for jobs. That's no problem for jobs. If you send emails and do applications for jobs a lot of the time, I'm talking about like big part-time positions, full-time positions, working at studios, things like that. Not a problem at all. You just get in contact with the art directors directly, or you do the job apps, and they don't care if you're not using social media or anything like that. They probably prefer the website for looking at everything. But if the future you want for your artistic career involves popularity with like numbers, like involves having reach and things like that, most people are not going to go to your website. Most people are not going to, these days, most people are not going to go to your own individual website. And if they do, they're probably not going to come back regularly. It's very few people who will do that. Thank you, Vega. Emma says, what museums are there in New York City? Always wanted to visit. Curious about the art scene over there. There's tons. I mean, there's more than you could list. Metropolitan Museum of Art is the hallowed halls of art. If you visit New York, you gotta go there. Don't miss that. But the natural history museums are great. There's a lot of really cool modern galleries. The Guggenheim, I think, is worth a visit to see some modern art. The Whitney's really cool if you want to check out like some New York City, like, you know, the fine art scene. Like, I know that we talk a lot about fine art and artists in our industry reference it all the time, but how many of us have actually seen it, right? Like, I always tell people, like, if you have any extra time at all and you can bring yourself to do it, if you're in New York City and you're an artist, you should go check out like real New York City, like highfalutin, hoity-toity fine art. You should go check out the contemporary art scene. So go to the Whitney and go to Chelsea. Go to the Chelsea galleries and just walk up and down the streets that have all the galleries in Chelsea and just see some wild shit. And probably some celebrities. Last time I was in the Chelsea galleries, last time I went to the galleries, I bumped into Johnny Depp. It's like, you'll see some real famous people around there. Don't forget to restart your router after lunch. Yeah, I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna remember. A written component? That's right, Joe. How are you, Joe? Good to see you, buddy. Colin says, in a couple weeks, I'll be teaching a beginner drawing class for the first time. Any advice or just well wishes? I wish you the absolute best. You know, you're taking a lot of people's art spirit in your hands. So that's really the only advice I would give, is just like, just meet the students on their level. Don't try to control them too much, and be very slow to tell them that they're doing something wrong or the wrong way. It's like, I think that's like the least useful stuff in art education. Just try to figure out who they are and like what they're actually interested in, you know, because the main thing that gets missed in a lot of art education, I think, is that the teachers don't figure out what the student's artistic inclination is. So that's the advice I would give. Meet the students on their level, go where they want to go, try to figure out what kind of artists they are and what their artistic inclinations are, and then help them advance towards that. Just be very slow to get prescriptive or to try to tell them what kind of artist they should be. That's the stuff that I find when I meet students who have been damaged by teachers in the past. That's usually what has done it. Do you live stream daily, same time? No, I do it Monday, Wednesday, Fridays these days. The first rule of Steven Club is we don't talk about Steven Club. Hey, Steven, what do you think about Freemasonry? I think it's awesome. Love it. I don't know anything about Freemasonry. I'm pretty sure the Freemasons are just, at this point, I'm pretty sure they're just Facebook groups where they meme at each other, right? I doubt there's anything actually interesting happening in Freemasonry. Are there any watermarks that can't be edited out? Not that I know of. I mean, you could try putting your info in like the metadata of an image, but people can still get rid of that. Oh, nice. Timos is moving into James's house. It's gonna be a little cramped, dude. There's already roommates in there. I mean, it's gonna be a little cramped. Magda says, Steven said 2 streams ago that he liked some weird name. Steven, what was your favorite New York City again? What was my favorite New York City again? I don't know what you mean. I think maybe you used city when you want to say something else. Or I'm looking at what Emma's... I'm looking for Emma's old question. I missed it. Everything's going by too quick. My favorite New York City museum again? Yeah, well, my favorite is the Met. I mean, nothing really competes with it. There's a lot of beautiful museums in New York, but the Met just has everything. And it's huge, and it's beautiful. And you get to look at stuff across the whole vast sweep of time of human history. It's like, nothing actually competes with the Met, you know? Have you been to the Norman Rockwell Museum in Massachusetts? I have not, but it's on the hit list. It is on the hit list. Mr. Zapata, what is your favorite local pizza place? Dude, Sunnyside Pizza. 3 blocks up. It's the best. All right, I'm getting so hungry. Teach them how to use Midjourney. Teach them how to use Midjourney, daddy. I don't know why I said that. Who knows? Be the art teacher you wanted to have. That's a nice way to put it. Goodbye, Nick. Have a good weekend. Boo, 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 boo. James would rather go to Ren Fair. Well, you're going to go to Ren Fair, buddy. We're going to Ren Fair tomorrow. Hope the weather holds up. How does the weather look? Last I looked, it was sunny. Let's take a peek. Yep, we're good to go for tomorrow. Sunny. Gonna be a little colder than today. It says 59 degrees on my weather app, but that's nothing a Coke can't solve. It's got to be bundled up for Ren Fair. All right, everybody. I'm going to go. What's for lunch? I don't know. My wife and I are going to poke around. We'll figure something out. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Oliver T. Goodbye, Lachos. Goodbye, Michael Schlagter. Goodbye, the Purple Oracle. Goodbye, Rain Ami Lee Art. Goodbye, my dear friends, Modern Day James and Magdalena Pablos Granados. Goodbye, Simon Kutcher. Goodbye, It Is What It Is. Goodbye, Nick Ravioli. Goodbye, Dino Blaster. Goodbye, Timos. Goodbye, The Deer. Nate G. Goodbye, Light Loliat. Goodbye, Felix Sembach. Goodbye, Dino Blaster. I already said goodbye to Dino Blaster. You don't get 2 goodbyes. No 2 goodbyes for you. I take it back. It almost got out. I almost said the whole thing and you would have got 2, but good thing I cut it off. Good thing. Goodbye, Persona. Goodbye, MF. Goodbye, Oliver T. Goodbye, Audio Goose. Goodbye, Emma. Good to hear from you, Emma. Goodbye, Basic Syphilis 8.